Okay. Moving on to extracting parts of a string. This is also another useful function that is useful for when you are working with strings, for example. Yeah, you don't use curly brackets, but you use square brackets. When you're going to use square brackets to extract parts of the string or subsections of the string, we call that new string a substring. So you've got a protein here, for example, again, the same one that we had above, but you want to extract only positions 3 to 5. Okay, so then you put in there, you would then use this splice function. So this would look like this before you print it. Okay, just copy this. So you would say, I want to extract positions 3 to 5, or that's what you think you'd be doing, right? So then you print it and you realize, oh, but this is not doing 3 to 5. This is doing 1, 2, 3. It's not even doing 3. It's doing, what is this thing doing? It's doing 4 and 5. Something's wrong, okay? And this is because in Python and in most programming languages, except I know of R that doesn't follow this system, but in programming languages, the first thing you need to know is that or in Python, that the first position in Python is counted as a 0 and not as a 1. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Okay, so this will be position 0, 1, 2, 3. So now you see, okay, 3, 4, and 5, but that's still not right because this printed P and A. And if it was doing it properly, it would have printed P, A, and D. So here comes the second thing about it, is that this is not, if you put this 5 over here, it will go up until but not including. So this position is exclusive. It will say print from position 3 till just before position 5. So 3 to 4, and that is what you're getting there, right? So you can read all of this in the notes in GitHub. So here, like I said, it will grab 3 to 4. So you just have to bear in mind that it starts your indexing at 0 and it goes in this direction. But it can also do negative indexing where it starts at the minus at the end. And this is -1, -2, -3, for example. Okay, so if you want to go in that direction. Okay, so here again, so if you here wanted to print position 3 to 5, you would have to say protein 3, 2, and stop at the position just before 6, which is 5, and print this for me. And then it should give you PAD. Okay, so because it's starting at 0, of course, if you put the 0 in there, then you will start printing from the first position. So this will print 0 to 5. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's still 6 characters because it's not printing position 6. Okay, so is that correct? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you wanted to print everything from a certain position all the way to the end, and you don't know what that end position is, so you're going to use a number that like 50 million because you know it's going to be less than 50 million. So in this case, I know it's shorter than 60, so I'm using 60. But here it's kind of a little bit foolish, right, to print 0 to 60, because you could have just print protein if you wanted. Like you could have just printed the variable name and it would have printed all of that. But this is just to show you that you will get everything all the way to the end. But if you don't know what the end is, you could just leave it blank as well. So you could say print 0 to nothing, and it will also give you the whole protein name. So with that being said, you could also use that in front, right? So if you would want to say print from the start, so this was print from position 0 to the end, but again, this position 0 in this case might not make sense, but you might want to say print from position 3 to the end, right? And you would use it like that. But what if you want to print um, from the start to position 5, then you can also leave it empty. So you can either use the 0 or you can just leave it empty and it will do the same thing.